The term top in the context of serial killers can be interpreted in various ways, whether by the scale of their crimes, their notoriety, or their impact on society. Here are 5 serial killers who are often cited due to the magnitude and notoriety of their crimes before starting video. If you are new on channel, then please subscribe the channel for such an incredible and updated information, and click the bell icon. Thanks. Number 1 is Ted Bundy. Full name, Theodore Robert Bundy. Born November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont, USA. Bundy was known for his charm and manipulative skills. He often used a ruse to lure his victims, such as pretending to be injured or feigning need for assistance. Bundy confessed to killing 30 young women, although some estimates suggest he may have killed more. His victims were primarily young, white females, many of whom were college students. His methods were brutal and varied. He often used blunt force trauma, and some victims were sexually assaulted. He sometimes decapitated his victims, and he kept some of their body parts as trophies. Bundy was first arrested in 1975 on suspicion of burglary. He was later connected to a series of disappearances and murders. Bundy managed to escape from custody twice, first in 1977, when he fled from a courthouse, and again in December 1977 from jail in Colorado. He was captured again in 1978 and ultimately sentenced to death. Number 2 is Andrei Chikatilo, known as Andrei Romanovich Chikatilo, born October 16, 1936, in Yabluchna, Ukrainian SSR, now Ukraine. Chikatilo targeted young people, including children and adolescents, as well as women. He often lured them into secluded areas by pretending to need assistance or offering them money. Chikatilo was convicted of 52 murders, although he claimed to have killed more. His victims were primarily from the Rostov region of Russia, including both urban and rural areas. He often dismembered and mutilated his victims, and in some cases, he engaged in acts of cannibalism. His acts of cruelty were extensive and included sexual assault. Chikatilo was first arrested in 1984 for a series of sexual assaults and murders. He was finally apprehended in 1990 following a lengthy investigation and increasing pressure from both the public and law enforcement. Number 3 is John Wayne Gacy. Wayne Gacy was a notorious American serial killer and was a notorious American serial killer and sex offender, active during the 1970s at November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont, USA. Bundy confessed to 30 murders, though the true number is suspected to be higher. His killing spree lasted from 1974 to 1978. He was convicted of murdering 33 young men and boys, many of whom he lured to his home with promises of work or simply for companionship. Bundy's trial was highly publicized, and he died in January 24, 1989, in Florida State Prison. Number 4 is Pedro Alonso Lopez, Colombia, Ecuador, born October 8, 1948, in Santa Isabel, Colombia, nationality, Colombian. As of the latest reports, Lopez was released from prison in 1998, but has been reported as a fugitive since 2002. His current whereabouts are unknown. Lopez often targeted young girls, luring them with promises of gifts or money. Lopez was convicted in Ecuador and sentenced to 16 years in prison. Lopez was released in 1998 due to legal and procedural issues. About whether he continued his criminal activities or has managed to live under a new identity, number 5 is Harold Shipman, UK-born January 14, 1946, in Nottingham, England. Shipman is believed to have murdered at least 250 patients, though estimates vary. His killing spree lasted from the 1970s until his arrest in 1998. Shipman targeted elderly and vulnerable patients, often injecting them with a lethal dose of diamorphine, a form of heroin. Shipman's killing spree was uncovered after the suspicious death of one of his patients, Kathleen Grundy, in 1998. Her death was initially ruled natural, but her family became suspicious and requested a second opinion. Shipman was arrested in 1998 and charged with 15 counts of murder. In 1999, he was convicted of 15 murders and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Evidence suggested that he may have been responsible for many more deaths.